Okay, once these radios on again, this is what I get for enjoying music. Whew. Just had a little light shower blow through. Here's the keys. Today is Wednesday, April 1st. Today's where we find out where the World Health Organization says, haha, April Fools, all this is a joke. You fell for it. Ha ha ha. Oh, you guys, ha ha, okay. We'll go back to work, reset the stocks. Yeah. That radio's on too. Of course, I hit the button and like a doofus. That's just part of my routine. Today, what are we doing today? So, yesterday I kind of left talking about control arms, lower control arms for GMA bodies. These need some touch-up paint. These will ultimately be the ones that will go on the chassis out at Kevin's place. I am going to work on painting those. I should try to pop those ball joints out, but I don't know if I can do that here if I have enough stuff. Got clamps. I don't know. But I may just tape them off. Actually, shouldn't even worry about taping them off. But I do want to try to pop the bushings out before I paint them, because I've got new bushings. And they shouldn't be too hard to pop out. And then we'll give them a good wipe down, and I've got some peeling paint in a couple spots. Get them cleaned up. I don't know what's going on here, but just give them a quick once over, and then we'll just use the Summit General Chassis Enamel. Got primers floating around here too. Self-etching for the bare spots. Dropping things, hitting the camera, and then sealer primer. So we'll go ahead and take those out. They'll soak up a little bit of sun and warm up because it's about 50 degrees, 12 degrees Celsius. 48 or so. Got one of these things. Although I don't think it'll work with those. I think they've got the different style nozzle. Of course, they're just stapled to plastic. We'll see if we can use it. So this morning I spent a bit of time. I dulled those down a little bit. Now they just look like armor-old plastic bits. I spent a bit of time this morning on Summit Racing's website, among other companies, but I've got the bolts coming to do those control arms onto the front chassis. Now I know I've bought some bolts. I believe I bought some bolts, but I know I've got new ones for the rear. Maybe I never did buy ones for the front. Maybe I was just anticipating reusing the old ones. But in the interest of keeping things rolling a little bit, because we're going to be swapping chassis and bodies around and whatnot, for a few extra bucks to buy hardware to build a front end and make it so it's movable. The only thing I don't have is enough rear ends, but I could actually jack this car up and pull this rear end out, use it as a mobile rear end, and then put it back in the car, because I believe they should be the same, both cars. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Bought new hardware for the upper and lower front control bolt arms. Well, upper A arms, lower control arms. So that was a bit of a pain to figure that out. The uppers were easy enough to find, And then going on Summit's website, they didn't have the lowers that I could find. I had to really search for them. Then I found out that the rear lower control arm bolts are the same as the front lower control arm bolts. So then as soon as I figured that out, then boom, I found a set of 4 lower front control arm bolts with nuts. So ordered those. I wanted to go through Summit because I've never had an issue with them. They've always sent me the correct parts. Their shipping is extremely fast. Although I didn't have the $100 to qualify for the free shipping, and I couldn't find anything cheap enough to throw on the order. So $60 for essentially 8 bolts and nuts. Probably could have gone up to the hardware store and bought them, but this way we got the correct stuff. But yeah, hopefully, usually they're here within a day or two. With all that's going on right now, may take a couple extra days. So possibly this weekend, get out there and start putting some parts together. That'll help actually clear out my garage just a hair bit more. Get some of these parts combined. So, but yeah, today we are going to work on spraying these control arms. Dark to the south. Can't tell which way the clouds are going. They're going awfully slow. So I think we'll be alright for a little bit. Get my little bench. I'll flip the camera around a lot. Get the little bench set up when the time comes, and yeah, we're going to see if we can get those bushings out first. Oh yeah, garbage went out today. This is charged. And on. The green light's on now, storage. So we have ourselves a good battery. Alrighty, well, I was trying to press these out with some sockets of spacers and press in from the bushing down below, but I don't have a heavy enough clamp. I was worried about snapping my C-clamp, and I don't want to try using that vise just because it's a Harbor Freight vise. It's not made for stuff like that, so I don't have anything else to press those bushings out. So I think what I'm going to do is just spray paint the snot out of them, and then when I take these over to Kevin's place, when we put them on the frame, we'll use the press that we have there and just pop them out, put the new stuff in. That will be the way it shall be done. So yeah, just nothing else around here, but we'll clean them up, we'll get them sprayed. We'll go that route. Pop the rubber bump stop off at least. It's already been sprayed. Everything's been painted at least once, it looks like. All the bushings are nice and fresh and black, so. Another coat of paint ain't gonna hurt them till we press them out. So, okay, onward and upward. Don't hit the cable. Ooh, alrighty, time for an update, and I needed a little break. And I turned the radio down this time. You can probably still hear it a little bit. We're hand sanding the lower control arms. A lot of runs out, it's got some bangs on them, but we're not done with this one. We got a lot of fine tuning. I'm going to get it back on this side and get inside the channels there, but just using the old emery cloth. Some of the bigger, flakier stuff off. shining. It's kind of nice. It's supposed to be like this all afternoon. For being required to stay at home, not too bad. Alrighty, flex the hands out a minute and stretch the back out and back at her. Well, we've started on the second one. First one just needs to be cleaned, but I'm going to get chased inside here in a few. Got a dark cloud coming my way. Oh well. We got a little space in the garage. If we get chased in, we can pop inside here. But it was nice when the sun was shining. So, whew, another quick break. That's rough on the hands, getting into all those little nooks and crannies with control arms. Popped the bump stops off. This one's cracked. You can see it there on the end. I mean, they'll work for now, but I don't remember if the bushing kit that I bought for that car, because it's not here, it's at the brother's place. I don't remember if it comes with new bump stops or not. So, we will look into that next time we go out there. Probably, yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I was going to say spray up those bolts too, but alrighty, back to work. Well, snuck in just in time. Sunshine and rain. It is spring. It's not a huge cloud coming our way, but probably going to do this for a few minutes at least. Just about done with this one. The light's not as good in here, so I'm having a harder time seeing everything, but we're just about finished. Probably another 5 minutes or so on this one. And we cleaned up. I love that smell. Rain. Probably open that front window there too, get some fresh air into the house. That's the good stuff. I think we'll get a good downpour out of this. Oh, a little bit of hail. Maybe we'll get a thunderstorm finally. Actually calling for snow and rain mix Friday. So, yeah, maybe that's about it. Okay, back to work. Okie dokie. We're clean. Scuffed them up. Both sides. Didn't pop the ball joints out, didn't pop the bushings out, but if I have to touch them up afterwards, so be it. But, yeah, went over them twice with brake clean and a rag. Actually put them outside and flushed them off with brake clean. Just used up a half-empty can anyway, and then a couple of blue shop towels and wiped everything down. So no more debris coming off of them now. Just gonna let this pass. And what do we do with it? A couple of rusty spots we're going to touch up. Bare metal. I'll probably do a light coat all the way across, and then I've got 3 cans of this stuff, so we will make it happen if the weather cooperates. Did go inside for a little bit, sat back down, signed some more documents for the home refinance, so that's rolling. It's ready for closing. Everything's locked in. Already formulating on how much I'm actually going to pay above and beyond what the mortgage is, because it's going to be so low, but that will help if things go south. So I don't know why I did that. It's just I was looking in the camera, I could see the light shining from behind it. So yeah, we'll let the weather clear out and then get these sprayed. Okie dokie, it's update time. Started spritzing some primer. We got the whatchamacallit, the self-etching on the bare spots. Also hit the rusty bits with some converter primer. That was the only corner that was really rusted. Everything else had pretty good coverage on it, so we will let this set up, and then we'll hit it with some good sealer primer all the way around. And I still have to flip it and check the bottom sides, but I'll give it a little bit of time first. It's quite the impressive cloud, huh? Check the weather radar, we're looking pretty good. The orange and black cloud coming, but there's no rain showing on the radar, so that's where the weather's coming from, that direction. But the sun is out. Move this over into the sunshine more. Please soak it up. Ooh, itchy eye today. Allergies. Okay. Primer. Both sides. Just have to let things cure a little bit. Maybe we'll put our first coat of light black paint on tonight. Actually, probably dust it on now. Just let it start curing. Move everything over into the sunshine. Let it cook. Since 13 Celsius, what's that, 52-ish? Yeah, 51, 52 degrees. Not ideal for painting, but it'll work. Let's go ahead and put some black on, I think. Oh boy, we've been working. Probably gonna kick you off after this too, because 7 o'clock now. Whew. Just listened to a tribute to Joe Diffie on the old classic country station here. It's a nationally syndicated thing, but that was kind of nice. So I'll start with control lines are painted on the bottom side. Just a little tacky. The underside's still primer gray, so I need a little bit more inside there. I'll probably hit that inside real quick before I bring them inside, but I'm not going to worry about the bottom side tonight. I'm going to let that paint cure up. It's kind of cool today, kind of humid, so paint's not setting up really fast. While I was listening to the Joe Diffie Memorial Radio broadcast, Dealy Bob there, I worked on the Olds 350 a little bit. I was worried and wondering about the timing chain. So I went ahead and pulled the cover off. I had to pull the balancer and the front pulley. I may be buying a new front pulley. Balancer I think is still reusable. Just throw some paint on her. We'll see. Front cover, I don't know. Flip you around here. This is the inside of it. I've been cleaning it up, getting the gasket off. It's pretty corroded around the edges here. I'm may just leave it. There's still plenty of metal there, but it's 20% gone, at least on the bottom here. The seal is shot, as you can see there. It was definitely leaking for a long time. There's the timing chain. So I need to do some research because I don't know exactly how. This side's nice and tight. This side is not. So this just slides off, but we're leaving it there for now. In fact, throw these bolts back in just remember what orientation they go in. Is it supposed to be that loose? I'm guessing that's the trailing side. So something I need to look into. Not going to go into the internals of this motor. I know it runs. Wouldn't mind. I have plans for this. I don't know if I'll go through with it, but I have plans for this. At the very least, we're going to continue on. Probably just do a new timing chain. I mean, timing sets are cheap. I'd like to do a gear set, something that winds, but that's $500 for these motors. I don't want to put that kind of money into this thing. But if I can get a timing gear set from Summit, is it Milligan? They're about $30, $30 to $40. I'm okay with that. Get a new seal, get a gasket. They run a separate oil pan gasket down below here. Get me one of those. This thing's been RTV'd together at least once, so. But, yeah, just kind of messing with stuff on this April 1st. So, weather turned out to be pretty nice this afternoon. Tomorrow, they're calling for rain, snow mix in the morning. We'll see how that goes. I didn't look to see pricing on these timing covers, so I may throw that on the list. We'll see. Be careful spending money like this. But if we can button the front end of this thing up, and it's getting close to ready for paint. I got most of the heavy grease and grime off, except for the back end. It's not too bad back there. There's really nothing to leak except for the main. Hopefully that's not too bad on this motor. But yeah, today was kind of an Oldsmobile day, huh? Not too shabby. So, we shall see. Transmission, I got a Turbo 350 sitting right there. I could probably have redone and put it back together. It leaks real bad. But I was told it runs. But I've been told a lot of things in life too that aren't always true. So, but if that's where we're at, I think that's where we're going to end it. My back's starting to hurt. Kind of tired. Been hitting it hard today. So, yeah, I can't really think of anything else to yak about. Maybe we'll. Here's the balancer. I think we can just clean that up. Spritzer with some black paint. Not going to use the gold on that. The front pulley, pretty crusty. It's bent. I'd be worried about that chewing up belts. What's been living there? Where to get that cleared off? I may just see what one of these costs. It can't be that bad. A few bucks. It'd just be cheap insurance. Yeah, that's just going to chew up belts. I'll add it to the list. So anyway, that's going to do it for today. What is today? Day 8. So 6 more days to go. If they don't extend it, I keep hearing rumors that they're going to extend it for a couple of weeks, but at least in my state, we'll see. That would kind of suck. But hey, we'll just putz along and get more stuff done. And may dip into the YouTube money to pay for the stuff on this motor here. But, yep, anyway, we will catch you on the next one. Y'all be good. Bye-bye. Ooh, open the lens before you turn the camera on. Harmonic balancer. Doing some cleanup on it. You see that line right there? That's a groove. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I might be ordering a new harmonic balancer. I hope not. I don't know what these cost. I don't think it'd be too expensive, but you never know. But that's, yeah, that's a pretty substantial, I don't know if that's machined or if that's worn. So, just a quick little follow-up as we're cleaning things up a little bit more here. Whew, what a mess. What a mess. But, yeah, thanks for tuning in. This is the end of the video for real this time. So, we'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.